Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. I just got done watching a video by The Prepared Mind entitled Pro Cop or Anti-Cop, and I just had a glass of milk, so I'm in the mood for doing a video. He had a lot of good points in his video about what he truly supports, about the conduct of police, and I actually have a list of ideas that I've written down. And one of the ideas I've written down as a topic discussion, which is the title of this video, anti-government or anti-tyranny. When we look at a lot of the action that's been going on in our own culture, or even across the pond and other places of the world, we see groups acting in opposition of its current government. Now it's easy to say that group is is anti-government. They probably want to label a bunch of anarchists or right-wing extremists. What I think is funny that that term is used, because you don't normally hear a lot of people saying left-wing extremists, which kind of lets me know what side the media actually leans on. But that's a topic for another for another video. But you look at some of the actions of these groups, and it's easy to dismiss them as being a bunch of wackos. But really, I think we should look at why they're acting in this fashion. What are their reasons for being in such opposition? Is it really because they don't like the government, or is it because they don't like? There have been some bad things going on concerning their government. Their government has been acting in a tyrannical fashion. Are these people against? Do they straight up hate cops, or have there been a vast number of cops who have been being brutal, who have been straight violent, and also a big part of it is, have they been enforcing laws that shouldn't be enforced in the first place? I understand a lot of people want to have respect for law enforcement, which I understand the Prepared Mind has said about himself, and I too as well. If anything, I don't like the term law enforcement, because it's too broad of a term. It's very vague. It makes it seem like police they have to enforce every law that's out there. I believe police ought to use discretion. In fact, I think they ought to be peace officers way before they're law enforcement. If the law that's in place, the law that was created by legislators, is something that's tyrannical, they should not enforce it. They should uphold the peace within their jurisdiction. Only by doing so, you'll have more people you have people who actually support the actions of peace officers, of good police officers out there. So that's one place to start. Look at what laws are police enforcing. Are they enforcing laws that are just, or are they enforcing laws that agitates the public? Are they enforcing laws that target a specific group within society that it shouldn't be targeting? Are they protecting the rights of the people that they're supposed to serve, or are they violating their rights under the guise of keeping everyone safe? Because you only keep people safe for so far until you start violating their rights. And that's another thing. I don't think rights can be taken away. God gave those rights. Only He's able to take them away. We can only humans can only how do I put this? They can only violate them. Teach people to exercise them, or temporarily suspend them, and if there's an investigation going on. That's where you have people being held while an investigation is going on, but they have to be told why they're held. They can't just be held indefinitely. But that's a topic for another video. But has government been acting in a manner that should be viewed as tyranny, something that's actually hostile to the safety and the liberty of the public? I understand one of the parts of the preamble of the U.S. Constitution is to secure the blessings of liberty. Well, what happens if the government stops securing that blessing? People should react. People should react in an appropriate manner. You know, if time permits it with words. If it doesn't, well, that's what we have the Second Amendment for. But while things are the way things are now, I would say that we still have the opportunity to use our words. But that's not a reason to get rid of your guns. I don't think there's really any reason to do so. As long as this earth is the way it is, you know, that's always going to be a tool in the toolbox. So I think the public needs to be more informed, or really just really not be apathetic to a lot of the negative actions that its government's conducting. They shouldn't be in support of actions that target a specific group within society that doesn't warrant it. And so you have people, you know, who are protesting against these tyrannical actions. They should be, their point should be heard, so that you can actually figure out, maybe this group is on to something. Maybe there's something going on that I haven't caught on to. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe there's something ugly going on, at my state capitol or within town hall, or up in D.C. I say up in D.C. because I'm in the South. We should all be mindful of what government at all levels are up to. And it's and I understand people saying, well, I don't have the time to do so. I can't make it out to a town hall meeting, or I can't write my representative. Well, right now, there's a primary election coming up. Right now, I'm looking at some of the candidates, and I'm looking at what do they support. I know there's some that I do not want to see reelected, and I'm going through the information right now, at least beginning of starting to do so, to see who's going to secure the blessings of liberty. Who's most likely going to violate their oath? Who's going to stand by the Constitution? Who's going to stand by the people? If it doesn't say so in the Constitution, who's going to default to personal liberty, which I think is the best route to go. Who's going to bring these actions out into the open, and who's going to call for these actions to be scrutinized. I think our government has gotten away with a lot of things because in part of the media convincing the public that if you speak in opposition of the current government, then you're anti-government, and you should be looked at as being some extremist, some wacko, someone who needs to be locked up, someone who needs to stop disturbing the peace, whatever peace is nowadays. But those are my opinions. I think that groups that act in that fashion, they may have some legitimate grievances that need to be looked at, because I believe the grievances actually show some of the ugly actions that are being carried out by our legislators, by the judiciary branch, by the executive branch, on all levels of government. So this is basically kind of like a follow up with the Prepared Minds video on pro-cop or anti-cop. And just like him, as he said, I'm pro-Constitution. I'm pro-liberty. If the Constitution doesn't cover it, let's find out whether we should default to personal liberty instead. Rather than trying to create some excuse as to why we need to violate another person's rights, why we need to infringe on another person's rights. That's my video. Please share your thoughts. I advise you to check out his channel, The Prepared Mind. He has a lot of good videos, a lot of interesting videos, a lot of funny topics. Please share your comments in the comment section. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you disagree? I love to read other people's responses and respond to them the best I can. If you have any gripes, complaints, please send me a PM explaining what they are. And if you're new to the channel, I'd say thanks for checking out this video, and I hope you enjoy some of the older videos I make and the newer videos that come. But that's my video, Anti-Government or Anti-Tyranny. I'm Edward Jones, and thanks for watching.